This is another episode of Reley's Career Talks. I'm your host, Foley Asamoah, and I have my beautiful co-host right here.
Hi, everyone. This is Rebecca again.
Yes, great. Yeah, so we have a special guest that we brought onto our show today too. Well-known all over the country, all over the world. All over the world too. And we're really excited to have him on our show today. So, sir, can you please introduce your name, your business? Yeah.
My name is Chuck Nwaopara. I'm the CEO of Majestic Enterprises and Majestic Investors.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, Chuck is well known in the IT realm as well as the real estate realm as well too. And my first question I have for you is pertaining to your IT background. How did you get started in that realm first?
I graduated from Morgan with an electrical engineering degree, and I never used my degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to school to kind of get IT certifications.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I seen that at first I did research on IT to see like how much they're paying. I seen the lucrativeness. I seen how people can move up quick. I seen that it wasn't that hard to get into if you have a good resume. I started doing my research, and I seen that it's a good lane. It's definitely a good lane to get into. So after I did my research, I applied for a community college, Prince George's Community College, to take some IT certifications there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also went to another school called Chevron to take DBA classes. And after that, after I finished my programs, I just dived, fixed my resume up, and I dived into full throttle into IT.
So I know that, like you said, you went to PG Community College, and then you also did a course at Chevron. But some people I've noticed that they say, I've done this course, I've done the same DBA course that you might have done, but they haven't been as successful. So can you tell us what steps did you take to be more successful and actually ensure that you'd actually get a job? Because that's something that everyone's always taking IT courses, but then it's like, in order to, after you're taking the courses, to be able to actually land something, that's where the difficulty is. So can you explain that a little bit more so that, for those viewers out here who are like, I don't got a job, I took all these courses, what do I do?
So funny, because I was in that same boat, but I took the first job I got. So my first job was $10 an hour.
Oh, wow.
First IT job. Yeah, my first IT job was $10 an hour. I was working for the department. It was a sub contract. I was working under a DOJ contract. And it was it was on a khaki contract at a DOJ building. So I took that job. I had to humble myself all the way.
Yeah.
The car was driving. I couldn't even feel the gas. You know what I mean? Like
you're like,
I had to humble myself. So I think a lot of people are searching for they might be trying to get like a high level job. And it's like you have to really start. I started from the bottom. Started from entry level. And I worked my way up. You know what I mean? It was a blessing because I did have contacts. So what I did, I didn't work those jobs for long. So I was referred to other jobs. You have to really know people. It's who you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to really network. I was on LinkedIn every day calling people like, "Oh, you work for this company? Are they hiring?"
Pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, I was definitely, as I was working that $10 job, I was still had my ears trying to find another job. So
Okay.
Yeah. And with that, your first position, did they give you a clearance?
No, my first one did not.
Okay.
Public trust.
Public trust.
Trust.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not really.
Yeah.
I was doing I was a computer installer. And mind you, a guy with a degree, electrical
engineering degree.
Yes.
I had 3 to 4 IT certifications at the time. You're going to, asking for at least 50, 60K, coming out of school. You at least expect that.
Yeah.
So,
I know. You're right, because, me being as a recruiter too, a lot of entry-level people don't know the expectation of the salary that they're going to start with. Like one candidate, especially the entry level, is like, yeah, I want 100K on the spot. And I'm like,
yeah, he doesn't. Yeah,
yeah,
some
you
people.
don't have any experience.
Yeah,
So you have to humble yourself as well too. But you mentioned the networking aspect as well.
Oh yeah.
Even the years I've known you too, you hammer down to everybody like network. Can you tell me the benefits of doing that for you?
So I'm gonna tell you a story. I haven't even really told this story before. When I was working that $10 hour job, right, I was contracted under Khaki, and it was under another company. So I called my friend, and then so the job was temp to hire. So they told me if I stay there for 6 months, I'll get hired under Khaki. So I called my friend and asked him how much was he making. He was at Khaki, and he told me up front like he's making 80K, and I'm like, whoa, you making 80K at Khaki? And he did like a computer something in a degree, and my degree was kind of like, at the time a little more higher because I had a 5-year program, he had a 4-year program. So he was like, wow, like why am I making less more than you? So then he actually, my good friend, he was in the Air Force. He left Morgan to go to the Air Force, so he had those connections. So he told me like, okay, you making $10 an hour, and I called him off LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? This guy I haven't spoke to after college. This is like maybe like 6-7 months after I graduated, after we graduated together. So I called him like, okay, I see you working at Khaki. Is it worth me staying here at this $10 an hour job for 6 months just to get, and they didn't even tell me the salary I was gonna get. It was like they don't even know the salary they're gonna give me. He said, man, hell no, man, leave, man. You know what I mean? we got student loans.
That's good. He's honest with you.
I know.
He was 100% honest. He was like, don't even stay. $10 an hour is a slap in the face to a college grad. All this he was saying. He was like, you know what? I'm going to get back with you. Then he called me back like a week later and was like, I got a position. And it's a cleared. I'll give you a full clearance in Warner Robins, Georgia on the Air Force base. So I already had experience of going to another state for a job. I didn't like it. So I was really timid. I was like, man, I'm not going to take this. It was, mind you, it was 90K.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Took that.
What? Right. And I'm like 24. I'm like 24, 25, living in Georgia. And so, the cost of living is so low.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like 2 hours south of Atlanta. So I'm like, damn, I'm not even by no big city. I don't know nobody in the state of Georgia at all. So it's like, I didn't really, I was scared. I was really highly scared. Like if I fail, what if I fail again? I got to come home. My mom just kept pressuring me, telling me, take the job. It was my mom that kept telling me, like, take it. Like, because I was living with her, and getting paid $10 an hour. It wasn't even, it was nothing.
That's like McDonald's. Is it
McDonald's?
Literally.
Like, I think McDonald's pays more.
I was catching the metro to work, right? My metro fare was like $10.
That's your whole money.
Exactly.
So, wow.
Okay. So we're going to progress in a little bit more. So we mentioned that you're CEO of 2 companies. So you start off with IT. It seems like, it was a little rocky in the beginning, but now you're established. So can you talk about your businesses that you have? What are you even doing? And why did you even want to do them? Like, what was the purpose? Like, especially you said Majestic Enterprises.
Yeah.
And the other one was
Majestic
Investments, right? So let's start off with Majestic Enterprises first, and then we'll move to your next one. So why did you open your business? Like, what prompted you? Why did you see that as an opportunity for you?
Okay, so the first time my Majestic Cyber Enterprises, I opened that because when I moved to Georgia, I was working 1099, which was independent contractor. So I needed to have an LLC to get paid. So I said, okay, let me, since I'm in cyber, let me just, it makes sense. Let me just start this LLC since I'm in cyber called Majestic Cyber Enterprises. So I started that company and was getting paid 1099. And then when I left Georgia, I kept that company. When I brought it to Maryland, that's when I opened up the school. Okay. So it was basically people was like in the same boat I was at. They had degrees, couldn't find a job. And I was definitely walking in those shoes. So I understood. So I helped a lot of people get certified in cybersecurity. I told them, like, if you do cyber, you can, get a good salary job. And it's a need. So I kept helping people. I kept like getting people certified quick. Like people was calling me like, yo, I got, I was helping them, giving them like test questions and stuff, like just, helping them with little small stuff. They was getting certified. So I was like, oh, you know what? Let me really like take this to the next level and like get a classroom, like rent a space and really like do it on a level where I can certify more people, at multiple at the same time. I got to school. Foley helped me out. Foley was there.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great experience too. Like you said, a lot of people as well. Which leads me to my next question is the teaching part of the cyber enterprises, and then we'll go to real estate too. What did you like more about the teaching aspect?
Teaching, I like, because it's funny because the school kind of like closed down now, but I wasn't really a cyber guy. People didn't notice about me. Like I was just trying to give people confidence.
Yeah,
because I feel like most people at this, that came to the program, especially being from different countries, different ethnicities, they're not confident when they get in these rooms. They get in these rooms when they know the information. They're smart, they can learn. But when they get to these, when they get in quiz and like in these interview rooms, they start getting nervous. So I wanted them when they left the school I get them a certificate and everything like that. When they to let them know that you're certified, like you went through the program, you did the steps, you are certified, and don't let nobody else try to play you. Because I've been in a lot of interviews where it's like they always, they start asking these technical questions they know you don't know and specific questions and all that stuff, and it's like. At the end of the day, like most of us just need confidence, to get over that hump into that job. So I was really trying to help people, just like everyone in the class, like it's possible to really, to get over the hump. But it will take self-confidence though.
That's good. So what do you say are some of the challenges you face? Like give me like two, 3 challenges you face, like starting a whole school from scratch, training these people. You might know that the subject matter. You have to like, you're kind of like running a whole show. So can you tell me like some of the challenges you experienced?
It was 2 challenges I had. One was marketing, like really like, I mean, it was the school thrived mostly on word of mouth. Everything, it was majority word of mouth, everything, and Instagram. That's what really drove the school. But it came a time where it's like I wanted different people in the class. Like I wanted it to be more diverse with people that I don't know, because I felt like everybody in that class was connected to me some way. It was like, like they knew somebody that I knew, right? Everyone in the class. And it was like, it got kind of personal, because it's like everyone in this class knows someone that knows me. So it's like, how can I help people that don't know me? You know what I mean? Like that have no idea who I am. And it didn't kind of go that far. And of course, we did the school for 2 years. So I feel like if I would have stayed longer, it probably would have got to that point. But that was one issue, marketing to people that does not know me at all. That was one issue. But the second issue is the biggest issue. The people calling my phone.
Yes. Yeah.
You're the best friend now, Chuck. They're like,
Oh,
like the people that would call me at like 10 p.m. like, oh, hey, I heard you, you're running a school, people, I have a child and I'm new in this country and please help. They was begging for help. And I was like, you know what? And it was multiple people like that. They would stay on the phone for me for literally like I had one guy stay on the phone for me for 60 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And 90 minutes, it's a long time and it's draining. And it's like, but this guy could be a potential student. So I never wanted to like rush anyone off the phone, but it got overwhelming, so overwhelming. You have people calling you that need help. They need financial help. Some people that don't have the money for the class.
Yeah.
You know, people have, you know, excuses. People not studying. People not taking the class serious. You know, people, you know, it just became too personal.
Yeah.
And it got really difficult at that point because I'm still trying to juggle my personal life, you know, still working 9 to 5. And at the time I was still doing my master's program, a dual master's program. So it was like, it got like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah.
You know, I got my family. I have to focus on my friends, my this Majestic Cyber Enterprises, my 9 to 5, and my master's program. So it was just so much juggling that, you know, when you stretch yourself out like that, you're gonna lack in some areas.
Yeah. And one thing, Chuck, too, me being there personally, you know, seeing you, I mean, you really helped a lot of people too. When a lot of people says that, oh man, it's not just about the money, but sometimes people are like, oh, it is. But you, I mean, I've seen people like people who have no money still take that class. Hey, I just want you to, you know, learn and and learn the material too, and it helped too. And a lot of people, you know, they probably didn't think it's nothing now, but for them, it's going to help them in the future as well too. And that kind of goes back to that networking aspect as well. Like, hey, Chuck helped me, you know, and now I'm in the position that I want now. You know, I can, you know, call him or he can call me, and that's one thing that's really great about that school. Which leads me to your big, you know, your big venture now is your real estate investment. Yeah, it's real estate. How did you transfer from IT to real estate?
Oh yeah,
Are
it's
you
so
still
funny.
working in IT, or you just kind of like moved on? Are you still working in IT?
I'm still working in IT.
Okay.
I'm still working in IT. So it's funny because when I just say what I was juggling, I forgot that I was juggling 3, you know, I was a landlord with 3 properties at that time. So I was leaving that school a lot of times to check on my other properties. So I used literally a lot of my money from Majestic Cyber Enterprises to build my investment, to build my portfolio. So all the money I was getting from the school, I was buying houses with it, all of it. Like I don't think I spent any dollar from that school on myself. You know,
wow.
That's good.
Yeah, I invested all of it. So as I was getting paid, I was putting money in like a fund, and I was using that fund to buy homes. So I think in those 2 years, I bought a total of 5 properties.
Oh wow,
that's nice.
So I bought a total of 5 properties in starting 2018. I bought my first one in Largo, right there by the school.
Yeah.
I bought 2 in Baltimore. Those Baltimore ones was 8,000 each. 8,000.
That's nothing.
Exactly. People didn't, and that's why, and that's my next venture is like, okay, I taught people how to make money in cyber. Now I want to teach people how to make money in real estate.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm building that right now. That's gonna take some time though. Yeah, so I started putting all my money in real estate because I seen the gentrification. I seen Largo transition. I seen Kettering transition. So I was letting people, and I used to go to those board meetings in Largo. I used to tell people like, yo, like, you know, we live with our parents, you know, we need to be saving money because I don't see our generation, you know, comfortably living in PG County.
That's
true. Financially, you know, like I don't see us financially living in PG County because those rates, those houses are going
they're expensive.
crazy.
They're really expensive.
Highly expensive.
Yeah.
People are getting married just to afford, you know, rent or mortgage. You know?
That's true.
People are not buying homes until they're married. You know what I mean? So it's for a single man or woman, anyone single or single income family, you know, it's going to be highly difficult to find homes in PG County. So I seen that coming. I seen it, and I seen them building a hospital. You know, I seen that $1 billion hospital that they so, you know, I seen these things coming, and I was reading a lot. I was reading like Rich Dad Poor Dad. I was reading like finance books that was kind of leading up and stating on how like how to look for real estate deals. So I was really good at finding deals. So I use it to my advantage and my network again. You know, a lot of homes, all my realtors I bought homes from, I knew them personally. I mean, I had my friends, like my friend had a lawnmower company. A landscape company. I would hire him to cut grass.
Oh, wow.
Electric, he was an electrician. I would hire him to do my electric work. So I always try to keep people I knew, you know, hire my friends. You know what I mean? And it worked out really well. You know?
That's good.
Oh, that's wonderful too. It's amazing because it's like a lot of people when they have their own business, they tend to shut down their friends or other friends, but you kind of brought them to the game to kind of make it circle around too, and which is really great too. So you're currently in the Atlanta area, correct?
Correct.
So what made you move there and you know to look at you know other ventures there as well too? Because I know Atlanta's a hot market for those those houses.
For sure. So when I left Warner Robins in 2016, right? I left Georgia, that Air Force base I used to work at. I left with the intention to come back. Like I told myself I will come back to Georgia, for multiple reasons. I've been seeing it cheap. You know, there was townhomes going for $75,000 at that time in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta. Yeah. So I remember my like coworkers, they was older, retired military guys. They used to always talk about real estate and stocks. You know, these are real estate. These are, I mean, guys that's in the military, so they know what they're talking about. So I used to just listen to them. They were all older, 50, 60-year-old men, retired. And I used to hear what they talked about real estate and stuff. And I was really just intrigued. You know, I was intrigued. So I always told myself, I will come back to Georgia. I came home, you know, it was kind of like the energy was kind of different coming from Georgia to Maryland. It's like, you know, Maryland, DC area is really like rough and kind of tough. Yeah. You know? Yeah, it's like kind of cold. We kind of cold to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up here, but I lived in other place for a while, and then coming back, I was like, man, it's the same stuff too. But you know, he's right about Georgia because they have that southern hospitality. I have a lot of cousins there, you know, so you're right about that.
Sure. So I was in Maryland. I was experiencing it a lot from different angles, and I was like, man, a lot of people don't understand. I think some people just don't understand, you know, psychology and understanding each other, like, you know, understanding how their actions really, you know, how it affects other people. You know, some people don't understand that. So when I got back to Maryland, I kind of like low-key hated it. You know, I won't say the word hate. I would just say like I was here for a purpose. I knew I was coming home for a purpose, and then I'm moving back. That was always on my agenda. Everybody that knows me know, like I literally wrote down on my board 2017. I'm moving back to Atlanta 2020, January 2020. Like that was my 3-year. That was almost a 5-year plan. My goal was to go to do the school, you know, finish my master's, and then come back more marketable and more experienced. So when I came here now, it's like now I have homes, I had assets. I wanted to come home, build assets, because I knew what was going on with gentrification and all that. Build the assets, then come back with leverage, you know? Like I'm not coming to Atlanta trying to, you know, I'm just being a sponge. I'm not really trying to like learn too much. I've learned a lot, you know, in Maryland. You know what I mean? So I'm coming down here. It was like, okay, now it's time to use what I've learned to kind of get me to where I want to be. So it was always in the plan to come back to Atlanta, always.
Okay, that's good. So you've talked to us about your whole journey. So let's say if someone's like they're seeing you, they're like, you know, he's very successful. He's built his IT career. Now he has real estate. So what advice would you give somebody who is trying to like get to where you are, but maybe not really have all the skills needed? Or what advice would you what would you give to somebody, like an advice, like say, you know what, these are 3 things that I would advise you to do to get to wherever you think you want to get to and attain those goals you want to get?
First one is read my book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
What is your book?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a book called From the Hood to Hollywood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
where can we find it?
It's on Amazon. It's also in my link on my Instagram.
Okay.
So it was a short read on basically how to become an investor, have an investor mindset.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think, so to answer your question, number one would be check your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people have an issue with that, with their mindset. You know, they have a negative mindset, or they grow up in an area where they're always taught they're never gonna be nothing, or they have everyone telling them all negative stuff their whole life. So check your mindset. Understand, think positive. Believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will.
Yeah. True.
So that's one, mindset. Two, things I did to help me in my success. Reading. Reading that's key.
Yeah.
I would not be where I'm at. I wouldn't even open up Majestic Cyber Enterprises if it was for reading.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the information I've learned in books.
Yeah.
All the information I learned in the books.
Yeah.
Number three is treat people good.
Yeah.
Treat everyone the way you want to be treated. Like, don't think you're better than anybody, or some people, they get a level of success where they think they know it all. They're too smart to learn.
Yeah.
They have this mindset where it's like, it's so toxic. It's a toxic mindset, and if you some people, they don't learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have to really understand yourself as a whole and understand what do you want out of life and how can you achieve it, and help people along the way. Don't just take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to talk a little bit, I have one more question, a little bit about the book as well too. One of the things that, I've read it, one of the things that hit me is the financial freedom as well too. And another thing too was financial literacy, which you touched a little bit about that too. To me, for you, based on the book that you write, what is the one thing that that you think someone should take, the one important thing from the book that you think someone should take? Real estate and investing and financial freedom.
Mind your expenses.
That's a good
mind what you're spending your money on. Mind what you're, because you live in a society, a consumer society. I touch on that a lot about the book, like how society we live in is meant for us to spend. And I feel like we have to create ways to make money. And I don't mean just 9 to 5, working for hard labor, sweat. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, find smart ways to make your money. Like for an example, like, I'm gonna just flip the camera right here, man. This is my old apartment right here. I'm actually doing this is my Airbnb right now.
Okay.
I'm literally in here now. Like, before you guys call, I was cleaning out this apartment because I have a tenant coming in tomorrow at noon.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like my lease was about to expire, and I just kept it month to month to Airbnb it. And that's one form of income some people can have. So all I'm saying is, like, create multiple streams of income. Like, that's why I want people to read my book and to see, like, not only can you have to do stocks, you can do real estate, you can do short-term rentals, you can do Turo, you can rent your car, you can sell your clothes off your back on eBay, you can sell your electronics from your house, you can cut grass, you can create multiple streams, you know what I mean? And it's not only, people only like, oh, I need a job, and it's like, that's not only what you need. You can still have a job and still become financially free while doing other things.
Yeah, I think that's such a really good point that you made, because sometimes people think that, it might not be as glorious right now, but then it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I'm doing all these things and I don't really see the profit or the benefit of it right now. But then at the end of the day, when you've done it for a while, you've built your network, you're able to now look back and like see the fruits of your own labor. Like you just said, you turned your old apartment to an Airbnb. Most people will be like, why would you do that? Like, they would see it as like, I don't know about that, or very hesitant, or
fear.
fear, have that fear. And I think that's one thing that you, even just when you speaking to us, I think that's a theme that you've shown, is that you shouldn't be fearful. Like you said, in your Majestic, you decided to like really instill confidence in people. And I think that's one thing also, just hearing the themes that are coming from your mouth, is that how like you've seen that, you know what, let me do this. You always have a positive mindset, and that's also helped you. So do you have another question, Foley, before
no, the only thing is you mentioned read, is that's very, very important as well too. And I just, even based on the book, I see a lot of influence as well too, from like Dr. Claude Anderson, Boyce Watkins, Rich Dad Poor Dad as well too. So that's really, really great, and I'm glad that you hammered on that as well too. So, but we're gonna have a Chuck person that's gonna someone that's gonna basically quote Chuck in the future as well.
That's
too.
so true.
Yeah, so
wow, that's crazy that you knew those people, man. Those are influential people, man. A lot of people never heard of those names before. That's crazy. You can quote them, because those those are some good people, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, really good, especially for us too, especially people of color, for us too.
For sure.
Yeah. But Rebecca, do you have any other questions?
I just have like one last question. You kind of touched on it. Last question that we have for you is like, what are your next steps? I mean, you don't have to share everything that you want to do next.
Yeah.
But what are your next steps? What can we expect from you in
So
the next like 2 years, 3 years?
2, 3 years. So I actually I went to real estate. I'm in real estate school right now.
Mm-hmm.
Before you guys call, I was just studying for my I'm gonna become, hopefully, if everything goes right, a Georgia State realtor. So today I actually interned with this top realtor out here. His name is Trey the Realtor. I was interning with him all day today, just kind of shadowing him. And I think maybe that might be my next venture, is to be an actual realtor. But we'll see how things go. Because I want to do it, but some things you just have to see what see if it's for you. And you said one thing, Rebecca, about how like some people, they go through a journey and they're not happy with their results at that moment. Those type of people, I feel like they're going through the journey for reasons they don't know. I feel like if you're going through a journey, you have to believe in the journey. You got to believe. You have to believe in it. You can't just want to go to this class because they make money. You know what I mean? You have to truly believe in the journey, and if you can't, you have to love the process as well.
That's so true.
That's one thing I fell in love with, is the journey, the process, not the glory. The glory is not even, is worthless, actually.
True. Yeah, that's all the questions that we have for you today too. How can you be reached, and also promote your book one last time?
Okay, yeah. So my Instagram is Majestic _investors. The goal is to get more investors that look like me, on board. So Majestic Investors. The link is in the bio, and my personal page is Prince Chukwuemeka. I know that you probably
we'll have it running down.
We'll write it down. but follow me on Majestic Investors. See my real estate journey. I post a lot. I try to post a lot of real estate stuff on there. So
and buy his book too, From Hood to Hollywood too.
Hood to Hollywood.
Hood to Hollywood.
It's a short book for all you millennials, and Gen Z. It's very short too, so it's very important too. But thank you, Chuck, for coming on our show. We had fun. It was a good time too, and thank you so much. And it's funny. One last thing.
Who's that?
Chuck is actually the precursor of a little bit of our business as well too. So it was kind of weird, even though Rebecca came to me as well, but she saw me working for Chuck, and so that's how we kind of combined. So even Chuck was telling me, "Paul, you should you really use what you know from HR and recruiting to make it as a business. So, I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
he did all this before he was 30. So
thank you, man, because
yeah.
a lot of, you was there, bro.
Mhm.
You was literally in the trenches with me. So
I
I
know.
appreciate you forever, man. Thank you.
No, no problem, man. I got you. This man's good people too, so got good hearts. So
Appreciate you,
yeah,
Cody.
but thank you so much.
Yes, thank you,
And
Chuck.
like I said, guys, buy his book, From Hood to Hollywood. Is a great book too. It's like, if you like I said, Dr. Claude Anderson, Boyce Watkins. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Then it's a great read too. And you guys will love it.
Fun fact,
Good.
Yeah.
me and
Yes.
Rebecca used to ride the same bus
Yeah, we
when I was in
did. Like
kindergarten.
back in the day.
1996.
Did Chuck have that beard too?
But it's funny because, like you said, it's like a circle, like
Mhm.
literally, like it's like so
Circle.
many little things. Like,
Yeah,
we're all interconnected. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Facts.
you really threw that date out
Yeah.
there. But yeah.
Yeah, but all right, thank you so much. And this
Thank
is
you.
no problem, no
Thank
problem. And this completes another episode of Rayleigh's Career Talks. I'm your host, Foley Asamoah, and
Rebecca, we'll see you next
we'll
time.
see you next time. Thank
All
you,
right.
Thank
Chuck.
you guys again. Y'all guys
No
be
Thank
problem.
safe.
you.
Have a
All
good
right,
day.
you too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. So before we end, we just spoke with Chuck. I want you guys to know that, if you feel free to ask us any questions you want to ask, if you have any industries you want us to promote or talk with or talk to, please feel free to reach out to us. Our IG handles at the bottom of this page as well. So just feel free. We're really trying to be like your best friends on your career journey.
And we do resumes, cover letters, mock interviews as well too. You can go to our website, which is www.reallycareerservices.com, or you can go, like Rebecca said, go to our IG handle, which is Reley Career Services LLC, and Facebook as well too, as well as our LinkedIn as well.
So yeah, we look forward to watching you guys continue your journey and continue to support us through this process.
All right. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.